Future Trend Channel is glad to welcome all of our subscribers, and for the date of 11th of January 2019, we are ready to present our point of view of how to trade major currencies in the world financial markets. As regarding today, we'd like especially emphasize some types of currency pairs, and among them, for example, Euro-Swiss. We suggest that Euro-Swiss made a kind of important rebound during previous trading session, but let's speak about this a little bit later. And also today we'd like to mention in our reports, especially mention so-called commodity block of currencies, and among them not only dollar Canada or dollar ruble, which also looking especially weak at the moment. As you could see, dollar Canada is trading below the level of 132. Also, dollar ruble still trading more or less weak. And that should be associated with kind of strong rising in the price of Brent crude. As you could see, at the moment Brent is trading around 61.50, which is much higher than the lows of late of December, registered just below the level of critical important and psychological barrier of 50, and so on. So let's start a little bit. As you could see, the euro-dollar is trading around 1.1530, and after a kind of stronger correction witnessed during previous trading session, correction that extended to the level of 1.1485 or so. Let's see the chart of the euro-dollar. Now the euro-dollar is back to the back to the strength, trading above critical important barrier 115. We noted during our previous report that probably the euro-dollar could reacted back to below 115, but while above the level of 114.70, 114.75, on a closing basis, the pair should remain more or less strong. As you could see on the daily chart, there is an important barrier around the moving average 200 daily line located at 116.24, but also around 114.74 located 100 daily line, which presented at the moment a kind of a strong support for the euro-dollar. We don't like to look especially buoyant and especially optimistic regarding the future bullish side on the euro-dollar. Anyway, we should understand and we should acknowledge that while above of the level of 115 on a closing basis, the prospects of the euro-dollar to extend its current bullish phase is really much more expressive than, let's say, a week ago. Dollar yen is looking more or less uninteresting at the moment. It's trading around 108.32. Anyway, yesterday, on its rebound to the level of a fast resistance barrier 108.50, that gave us a chance to enter a fresh short position in the currency. As you could see from our strategy, we are ready to add to existing position, a short position in the dollar yen at 109.50, and we will put a stop above so-called important psychological barrier of 110, where also lies, by the way, moving average 104-hour line. As regarding the so-called moving average 200 line, it's much higher at 111.12 at the moment. As regarding the cable, you should understand that cable should be in the arms, let's say, so of a British Parliament, and everything should be associated with approval or disapproval of the draft of the Brexit deal presented to the British Parliament by Prime Minister Theresa May. There is a kind of downtrend line in the cable that's located around 128, and this downtrend line was drawn from the highs of, let's see the chart, from the highs of 2018. 2018 April, the middle of April, as you know, as you remember, the price that time was above 143.75. But more reliable kind of downtrend line is the so-called downtrend line of 2018-2019 that was drawn from the highs of the 6th June, located at let's see, located at 34.72. It's more reliable kind of resistance barrier, and it's much higher than the previous one, located at 131.10, and by the way is really very close to the level of moving average 200 daily line, located at 132.24. All in all, the pair, the cable, should break above that level to eventually change the picture to the bullish side. It's possible to see that even in the coming, let's say, weeks, in case of approval of the Brexit draft deal by British Parliament, but at the moment it's looking a little bit unclear and unbelievable. We are more optimistic regarding the situation with the cable. We suggest that sooner or later the Brexit deal will be signed, and sooner or later the British pound should rise, and probably rise even very strong. In that connection, let's to see EURUSD. EURUSD is trading at 113.30, and of course there is a kind of risk aversion moments that should pressure the EURUSD to the downside. Anyway, we see a kind of strong rebound from the lows of 112.10, let's say 112.50 during previous trading session. The EURUSD made already kind of full figure to the upside, and which is a very really very important. It broke above the 2018 downtrend line, located today around 113, roughly around 113. That's why today we decided to change the short-term trend in the EURUSD to the sideways one. It's to the neutral one. And that's why we are now ready to buy the pair on a possible downtick to 112.20, understanding that the level 111.70.80, the lows of 2018, should present a kind of really very strong support at the moment for the EURUSD. Probably also there plays kind of important role in this EURUSD the Swiss National Bank. Probably it's back to the intervention, and that's why probably EURUSD is so looking so strong this morning. But also we should connect such kind of situation regarding the EURUSD also to the Brexit deal. We should understand that in case of good results regarding the signing of the British of the Brexit deal, there is a clear, very strong signs, especially for such types of currencies like sterling, Swiss franc, to the upside. And we strongly recommend you, in case of really changing the situation to the better side for the UK to finally approve the Brexit deal. It should play a major role, probably not only for the EURUSD, but also especially for such kind of volatile currency pair like sterling, Swiss franc. And finally, a few words about commodity block of currencies. Let's see our strategy list in the commodity block of currencies. Here also we seeing at the moment a kind of strong reversal from the false break witnessed at the beginning of this year, 2nd of January. Australian dollar registered a low of 67.22 on this type of provider of liquidity. Now it's trading at 72.18, much higher, let's say around 5 big figures from the lows of 2017. We suggested that this kind of down move was absolutely false break at the moment, and now especially in case of United States China final agreement regarding its trading relations, such types of currencies like Aussie dollar or Kiwi dollar should receive a kind of strong boost to the upside. That's why probably testing of the moving average 200 daily line located at 73.30 in the Aussie dollar is just a matter of time. Also in the Kiwi dollar, which is trading above its moving average 200 daily line as well as moving average 100 daily line, and also we should understand that this break below so-called accelerated uptrend line, this kind of false break was only a false break, and now probably the Kiwi dollar also should extend its current move to the upside. As regarding dollar Canada is looking also very weak at the moment. It means that Canadian dollar is looking stronger than the United States counterpart, and in this respect we suggest that probably any kind of rebound to the level of 134.50, it's a selling opportunity. But we are more patient, like Jerome Powell, regarding the future path of interest rate rises in the United States. We are really very patient regarding further progress of the dollar Canada to the downside, taking into account that Brent prices we suggest should find a kind of interim top regarding the level of 63.70.64. We suggest that it's a correction from the lows that was registered at the end of previous year. The lows registered just below 50. Now the Brent made a kind of really very good progress to the upside. The highs were registered at 61.65, but we suggest that sooner or later the Brent, as well as some other types of crude oil, should be back under the downside pressures, should be back inside of its downtrends, and in that case also the dollar Canada should the dollar Canada's progress to the downside should be really very limited. Also that applies, by the way, for the dollar ruble and for the euro ruble, where we are also advised to enter fresh long positions on a further progress to the downside. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for all of your attention on our channel. We will be back to you tomorrow the same time. Take care and bye-bye for now.